Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Baxter Boxing. Now, man, my boy, man, Tyson Fury, man, the Gypsy King, the current WBC champion, right? He was the former IBF champion, WBA champion, and WBO champion too when he beat Vladimir Klitschko, right? This guy, it's crazy because, when he fought Deontay Wilder the first time, he was with Ben Henderson, right? His trainer. Right? Or Ben Davison, I'm sorry. And then in the second fight, he switched trainers and he went to Sugar Hill. And in this third fight, he reached out to Freddie Roach to see if he could train with him, and Freddie Roach declined the fight to train him. That being said, man, we don't know who Tyson Fury is training with. We know he's not training with Sugar Hill. I heard that's not going too well, him and Tyson Fury. There was rumors, or it was not rumors, Tyson Fury wasn't looking too in shape for this third Deontay Wilder fight, right? And Tyson Fury was telling everyone that, he's going to come in 300 pounds for this fight. That wasn't by design. That was by habit. That was the lack of training by Tyson Fury. And he wanted to get an athletic trainer like Freddie Roach to train him, right? Freddie Roach, the legendary trainer who trained Manny Pacquiao, he makes you an athletic fighter. Freddie Roach is really good at making fighters throw a lot of punches and move around the ring, right? Freddie Roach, he was there sort of co-promoting in the first fight with Tyson Fury. He watched him and told me he could do certain things, A, B, and C. But Freddie Roach, declined this time. And this is a really big deal for Tyson Fury because we don't know who he's going to train with. His trainer seems like it's in limbo, and this is definitely his biggest fight of his career is his third Deontay Wilder fight, because there's so much controversy in the first two fights with the gloves, right? That being said, Tyson Fury has been training, but we haven't seen his trainer training him yet. So we don't know what Tyson Fury is doing right now. Maybe he's going to bring Sugar Hill back in. We don't know. Maybe he might bring Ben Davison back in. We don't know. But that being said, Tyson Fury seems to be scrambling by reaching out to Freddie Roach to train him, because I understand that it's been almost 2 years since going on October 9th is when they're supposed to be fighting, and they fought January 1st of 2020. That's going on 2 years now, and Tyson Fury has yet to solidify a trainer for this trilogy fight, which it spells a lot of trouble for Tyson Fury, right? Your trainer is supposed to make a game plan for you to fight, whoever your opponent is, right? They're supposed to do film study and break the fighter down and say, okay, this is what you're going to do this time. But Deontay Wilder has got a new trainer in Milik Scott, and Tyson Fury has already tried to box Deontay Wilder the first time, right? Tyson Fury has already tried to impose himself with Sugar Hill. What else can he really do? And the answer is he really doesn't know what to do. That's why he's trying to get different trainers, and he doesn't think imposing himself with Deontay Wilder will work with Deontay Wilder anymore, and he really doesn't think boxing Deontay Wilder will work anymore either. That's why he wants an athletic trainer to throw combinations and move around the ring with Deontay Wilder, because you're not going to be able to outbox him, because he's training with a boxer now in Milik Scott, right? Tyson Fury, while he's a great boxer and all, the guy, you can hit him, right? All while and hurt him. He cut him. Almost stopped. The fight could have easily been stopped when Ollie Wallen fight Tyson Fury, right? Steve Cunningham dropped him over and right. Tyson Fury does get hit, and when he's fighting a fundamentally sound Deontay Wilder, even if Tyson Fury outboxes him, understand that Deontay Wilder, being fundamentally sound, is going to have his moments. And that's the problem with Tyson Fury in this fight. He can't just box him, and he can't impose himself on him, because Deontay Wilder is going to be boxing. And that's the problem. He's going to be fundamentally sound boxing. He's going to be using both his hands, and he's going to be throwing combinations, right? You watch that Deontay Wilder fight, train with Milik Scott, he's throwing combinations, he's moving around the ring, he's throwing body shots, he's throwing straight rights to the body, he's throwing left hooks, he's going around punches, he's ducking and weaving around punches, he's doing a lot of stuff. And not only that, but it seems as though he got stronger, and he's hitting even harder. Everyone's saying, even Indonesian is saying, right, one of his close friends, close buddies, I think they're related, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy Lee, former 160 fighter, right? Irish, right? He even said the longer this fight is postponed, the more it favors Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder, everyone knows he has the tools to beat Tyson Fury, and now with Malik Scott, he's gonna put an exclamation point on those tools, right? Understand that Deontay Wilder chooses to not use all the tools in the toolbox because he fell in love with his power. But there's times where he's boxing guys like Bermane Stiverne when he broke his right hand, right? Or when he beat Chris Ayala with one hand, right? He broke his hand, I think his bicep popped or something like that, right? So that being said, he has the tools to box. He just chooses not to use it. But with Malik Scott in his corner, he's definitely going to be using these tools because, you know, with Tyson Fury, you can't be one trick pony with Tyson Fury. You're going to have to use all the tools. Furthermore, Deontay Wilder, it better suits him to be a fundamentally sound fighter because he already has the power. There's no reason to rely on one punch when he's a two-handed fighter, right? He's a two-handed fighter. You know, like I said earlier, he stopped Chris Ayala with a jab. It was a jab, left hook. He was just beating with one hand. It was his left hand. Like I said, his right hand was messed up, right? So, man, we're going to see what Tyson Fury does from here, man. It's not looking good. We don't know who he's training with. And even if we do know who he's training with, he reached out to Freddie Roach not too long ago. That means he doesn't really have a game plan, you know, for him and for himself, really. So, you know, I mean, I guess he has time because, you know, the fight's in October. But we're going to see how this whole thing plays out, man. I mean, most likely he might go back to Ben Davison just because, you know, he's in the UK. He's easily accessible. And, you know, Freddie Roach is in America, right? He's in California. And, you know, Sugar Hill, you know, he's in America as well. And it's not easy going country to country right now during the pandemic. So, man, let me know how you guys feel about it, though, man. Who do you guys think Tyson Fury is going to train with? Do you guys think that Tyson Fury has a solid game plan for Deontay Wilder? You already know my opinion. I'm not too sure since he's trying to get a new trainer. Wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. G-Empire. Peace.